The ancient pyramids in Giza have astonished the human race for centuries. Here, dear viewer, are 10 pieces of evidence that prove the greatness of the new Egyptian civilization and the extent of the amazing progress in building the pyramids. Scientists concluded that building the Great Pyramid alone took the effort of 20,000 workers 20 years. It is astonishing that a pyramid could be built with such meticulous detail and enormous size, the limited capabilities in the era of the Pharaohs, in a time of only 20 years. The Great Pyramid consists of 2.3 million stones, which each one weighs from 1 to 15 tons. According to archaeologists, these stones were extracted from a nearby source. But how were the workers able to transport stones of this weight to the construction site? There is a theory. It says that a huge group of workers pushed these stones across a wooden platform. But this is difficult to happen, as there is no type of wood that can bear such heavy stones. Whereas if you calculate the time required to build the Great Pyramid, you will come to the conclusion that the workers had to place a new stone every 2.5 minutes, which seems impossible. The labyrinths under the pyramids were carved out of limestone, and the passageways always reveal new facts and hidden chambers that were unknown to man for thousands of years. The recent discovery by archaeologist Brian Forster supports the hypothesis of the existence of advanced technology before our time, where Forster discovered the presence of 20 carefully carved boxes of granite, each box adorning about 100 tons. Experts believe that these boxes are for burying sacrifices of bulls, but no bulls were found in them, and therefore these boxes remain a mystery until today. There are many theories about the pyramids related to with the pyramids on one line with the North Pole, especially the Great Pyramid, for scientists to be able to determine with certainty how the ancient Egyptians built the Great Pyramid with this precision of coordinates. The north-south axis is consistent with the true north-south axis, and the ancient Egyptians did not have the North Star as we have it today as evidence of the true north, which it makes the matter confusing for scientists. But you can imagine that the Great Pyramid is more accurate than its alignment with the north than the modern Meridian building in London. Samples of the material used in building the pyramids were analyzed, and although their content has not been determined and technology has not been able to recreate them, most of them are made of gypsum. It was used to strengthen the connections of huge stones, and this material is harder than the stones themselves and has remained in place for thousands of years. There are many columns inside the Great Pyramid, and this pyramid is the only one of the 3 pyramids that was built with columns. The corners of these columns appear to correspond to celestial bodies, such as the alignment of the pyramids with the poles. And there is no evidence from ancient Egyptian culture to reveal how this regularity was achieved. There are also theories that say that these columns are for ventilation, although most of them do not reach the surface of the pyramid to obtain ventilation. In a time when the pyramids had huge doors with hinges, and these doors were discovered when the Great Pyramid was first explored. Once upon a time, an ordinary person could open the door easily from the inside due to the perfect balance of this door. Here we are talking about a door weighing 20 tons that moved easily with the force of the hand. How these mountains were carved and placed with such precision is still a mystery. So how were they able to find a balance for this huge weight? The Great Pyramid was covered with white polished limestone, which was called the covering stones, made the pyramid shine like a precious stone in the middle of the desert. When the Great Pyramid was covered with this covering, it had a smooth, flat appearance. A huge earthquake occurred in the year 1303 AD, causing this covering to be lost, and these stones were used later to build mosques and castles. At first glance, we find that the Great Pyramid appears to have 4 sides. But if you look from above the pyramid, you will find that each side is divided into 2, which makes the pyramid have 8 sides. It is believed that these folds were in order to secure the stone covering in place. Others believe that it is due to corrosion. Whatever the reason, it appears to be astonishingly accurate. When the stone coffin of Khufu was discovered and examined, several questions came to mind. The coffin was huge, weighing about 3.75% a ton, and its dimensions were so large that it could not be placed in the room. Therefore, it was placed while the pyramid was being built. The coffin is made from a solid, hollow piece of granite. Any means on Earth have existed to do this for 5,000 years. In 2015, a thermal survey of the pyramids revealed that there are 3 areas under the pyramids that radiate some heat. Some said that there are small corridors that lead to hidden rooms. Others believe that these heat is generated by advanced technology, and more thermal spots were discovered in the upper half of the Great Pyramid and still represent one of the pyramid's hidden mysteries.